Garrett Thompson gripped his phone so tightly the screen nearly cracked. The photo staring back at him showed his stepbrother Cody locked in a kiss with another boy under the old oak tree in Riverside Park. In that moment, Garrett knew he had to act fast to protect everything their family had built because having a gay brother in their world was not an option. The house was quiet that evening in their suburban neighborhood outside of Portland, Oregon. Garrett sat at his desk in the room next to Cody's, his basketball trophies lining the shelves like silent judges. At 18, he was the star point guard for Lincoln High, the guy everyone wanted to be with. His father, Mr. Thompson, a successful real estate developer, had big plans for him. College scouts were already calling. Cody, 17 and more into drawing and writing than sports, was the odd one out, the son from his mother's previous marriage. When their parents blended the families 2 years ago, Garrett had tried to be the big brother, but now this secret changed everything. He scrolled through the anonymous Instagram account that had sent him the photo. Some concerned citizen, or maybe a rival. It didn't matter. What mattered was that if this got out, the whispers would start. People would look at him differently, the star athlete with the gay stepbrother. His dad would lose deals. The family name will be tainted in their conservative circle. Garrett's mind raced with justifications. It wasn't hate, he told himself. It was survival. Cody could keep his secret, but not if it dragged them all down. Downstairs, their mother called for dinner. Garrett deleted the photo from his screenshots and headed down, forcing a smile. Cody was already at the table sketching something on a napkin, his dark hair falling over his eyes. He looked up and grinned, that innocent way that used to annoy Garrett but now filled him with a strange mix of pity and anger. Their dad, Mr. Thompson sat at the head talking about the upcoming school board meeting, where he was pushing for more traditional values in curriculum. How was practice, son, Mr. Thompson asked Garrett. Great as always. Scored 30 points in scrimmage. Garrett replied, flexing his arm jokingly. Cody chuckled but kept drawing. Garrett watched him closely, wondering how long the secret had been going on. Had Cody always been this way? The thought made his stomach twist. After dinner, when the parents were in the living room, Garrett cornered Cody in the hallway. Hey, little bro, got a minute? Cody looked up surprised. Sure, what's up? Garrett led him to the backyard under the stars. Listen, I heard some rumor about you hanging out with that guy from art class. You know, the one. He kept it vague, testing the waters. Cody's face paled slightly, but he shrugged. Just friends. Why? Garrett leaned in, his voice low. Because if there's anything more, you need to stop. Dad's got big things coming, and this family doesn't need any drama. People talk, Cody. They destroy lives over stuff like this. Cody stepped back, eyes wide. What you saying, Garrett? I'm saying be smart. Keep it to yourself, or better yet, figure it out. You're young, it might just be a phase. Garrett's words tasted bitter, but he pushed on, convinced he was doing the right thing. The look of hurt in Cody's eyes hit him harder than expected, but he turned away. Back in his room, Garrett opened his laptop and created a new anonymous email. The plan started forming. A few well-placed rumors. A leaked photo to the right people. By the end of the week, everyone would know, but in a way that made Cody look like the problem, not the family. That night, Garrett lay awake staring at the ceiling. Was he really this person, the brother who would sabotage family? But then he remembered his dad's speeches about strength and legacy. Cody's choice wasn't just his own, it affected them all. The next day at school, Garrett pulled aside his best friend Marcus in the locker room. Dude, I need your help with something big. It's about Cody. Marcus raised an eyebrow. Your stepbrother, yeah? I think he's going through some stuff that could mess up our rep. I need you to help spread the word carefully. Nothing direct at first. Marcus hesitated but nodded. For the team, right? Garrett clapped his shoulder. Exactly. As they walked out, Garrett felt a surge of power mixed with unease. Cody was in the art room, laughing with friends, oblivious. Garrett watched from the door, his mind already 3 steps ahead. The first rumor would drop that afternoon in the group chat. Something about Cody being seen in compromising positions. Small but enough to plant seeds. By lunch, the whispers started. Garrett sat with the basketball team listening as someone mentioned seeing Cody with a guy. He stayed silent but nodded when asked if it was true. The seed was planted. Across the cafeteria, Cody ate alone for the first time in weeks, his face confused as glances came his way. Garrett felt a pang of guilt but pushed it down. This was necessary. Family came first. Or so he told himself, as the weight of his decision settled in his chest like a stone. Little did he know that this choice would set off a chain of events that would force him to confront not just Cody's truth, but his own buried doubts and the fragile bonds holding their family together. The rumor mill at Lincoln High spun faster than Garrett had expected. By Wednesday morning, kids in the hallway were shooting sideways looks at Cody as he walked to his locker. Garrett watched from across the quad, his backpack slung over one shoulder. He had told Marcus to keep it vague, just enough to make people question. Cody slammed his locker shut and headed to class head down. Garrett felt the twist in his gut again, but reminded himself of the text his dad had sent that morning about the big client dinner next week. No room for weakness. In English class, Cody sat in the back row sketching in his notebook. His best friend Mia leaned over. "What's going on, dude? People are saying weird stuff." Cody shrugged, trying to play it cool. "Probably nothing. Just rumors." But inside, he replayed Garrett's words from the backyard. The way his stepbrother had looked at him like he was broken. Cody had come out to the family 6 months ago, thinking they would support him. Mom had hugged him. Dad had gone quiet. Garrett had said nothing at the time. Now it felt like the silence had been building to this. After school, Garrett had basketball practice. Coach blew the whistle, and the team ran drills. Marcus passed him the ball. "So how's the Cody thing going?" Garrett caught it and dunked hard. "It's working. People are talking, but not pointing fingers yet." Marcus wiped sweat from his brow. "You sure about this, man? He's your brother." Stepbrother Garrett corrected, breathing heavy. "And yeah, I'm sure. If this gets out, Dad loses the deal with the school board. We all suffer. The team needs me focused." Marcus nodded, but his eyes showed doubt. That night at dinner, the tension was thick. Mr. Thompson cut into his steak. "Heard some talk at the office today about kids at school. Something about one of the boys being different." Garrett kept his eyes on his plate. Cody froze fork halfway to his mouth. Mom cleared her throat. "Let's not bring work home." "But Mr. Thompson continued, "In my day, we kept that stuff private. No need to shove it in everyone's face." Cody pushed his chair back. "I'm going to my room." As he left, Garrett met his dad's approving glance. "Good choice, son. Protect the family." Alone in his room, Cody stared at his phone. A text from Alex. "Miss you. Can't wait to see you this weekend." Cody typed back but deleted it. The rumors had reached Alex too. His boyfriend had asked if everything was okay at school. Cody felt the isolation closing in. He had always been the quiet one, the artist who blended in until he came out. Now every laugh in the hallway felt directed at him. He opened his sketchbook and drew a broken chain, the symbol of what his family bond had become. Garrett, meanwhile, sat on his bed scrolling through the anonymous account he had set up. He posted a blurred photo with a caption. "Seen this at Riverside Park? Anyone know the story? Questions only." No names, but everyone would know. He hit post and closed the app. His hands shook. Was this who he was now, the guy who destroyed his own brother to keep his perfect life? He thought about the times they had played video games together when the families first blended. Cody had taught him how to draw a simple cartoon. Back then, it felt like they could be real brothers. Now Garrett was choosing sides, and the side he picked hurt more than he wanted to admit. The next day, the school buzzed louder. Cody walked into the cafeteria, and a table of girls went silent. He sat alone again. Mia joined him. "Ignore them." But her voice lacked conviction. Across the room, Garrett ate with the team, laughing at a joke, but his eyes kept drifting to Cody. When practice ended, he stayed late shooting free throws alone. Each swish echoed his decision. He was doing this for the family. For Dad. For himself. Yet the guilt grew with every rumor that spread. Little by little, the plan was working, and the price was the look in Cody's eyes every morning. By Friday, the rumors had grown legs. Someone claimed to have seen Cody at a party making out with multiple guys. Another post on the school Snapchat story hinted at secret relationships that could affect team dynamics. Garrett read the comments on his anonymous page and smiled grimly. It was working. Cody was pulling away from everyone. His student council posters were being torn down in the halls. Garrett walked past one and felt a flicker of pride mixed with shame. Cody sat in the counselor's office that afternoon. Mrs. Rivera leaned forward. You seem distracted lately. Anything you want to talk about? Cody shook his head. Just school stuff. But his voice cracked. He thought about telling her everything, but the fear of making it worse stopped him. Back home, Garrett overheard his parents arguing in the kitchen. Mom said softly, "He's our son, too. We have to support him." Dad replied, "Support, yes, but not if it costs us everything. The business relies on image." Garrett closed his door quietly. He had started this, but now it felt bigger than him. At the big game that night, the crowd cheered as Garrett drained a three-pointer. The team won by 10. In the locker room, the guys clapped him on the back. Marcus pulled him aside. Dude, Cody was in the stands. He left early. Looked rough. Garrett shrugged. Maybe he needs space. But inside, the image of Cody sitting alone burned. After the game, Garrett drove home alone. He pulled over at Riverside Park and stared at the oak tree, the spot where the photo was taken. He punched the steering wheel. Why couldn't Cody just keep it hidden like normal people? Cody lay in bed that night scrolling through the hateful comments on his private story. Someone had tagged him in a meme. He turned off his phone and cried silently. He had trusted Garrett once. Now his own brother was the source of the pain. He decided to confront him in the morning. The family had to talk. But in the dark, Cody wondered if confronting would make Garrett double down or finally see the damage. Saturday morning, the brothers faced off in the kitchen. Cody slammed his cereal bowl down. I know it's you, Garrett. The rumors. The looks. Why? Garrett sipped his orange juice calm on the surface. I don't know what you're talking about. Cody stepped closer. You told me to hide. Now everyone knows. Dad is happy and you're the hero. Garrett stood up taller. I'm protecting us. You think this is easy for me, watching you throw away everything Dad built? Garrett's voice rose. You chose this life. I didn't. The argument drew their parents. Mom tried to mediate. Boys stopped. Dad crossed his arms. Garrett is right, Cody. We have to think about the bigger picture. Cody looked at them, all his eyes filling. So my happiness doesn't matter. The room went silent. Cody stormed out. Garrett sat back down, his hands shaking. He had won the round, but the victory felt hollow. That afternoon, he deleted the anonymous account, but the damage was done. The school would remember. Monday brought the first real confrontation at school. Cody was called to the principal's office after a complaint about disruptive behavior. The principal mentioned rumors of inappropriate conduct. Cody denied everything, but the suspicion lingered. He walked out and saw Garrett waiting in the hall. You happy now? Cody asked. Garrett looked away. It's not personal. Cody laughed bitterly. It feels pretty personal when my own brother stabs me in the back. Garrett spent the day avoiding him. In history class, he zoned out thinking about the family dinner that night. Mom had planned a game night to bring them together. But the tension was palpable. They played cards in silence. Dad kept praising Garrett's game stats. Cody excused himself early. In his room, he called Alex. I think I need to lay low. Alex sighed. Maybe we should take a break until this blows over. The words crushed Cody. He hung up and stared at the ceiling. Garrett heard the call through the wall. He felt a pang. He hadn't meant to ruin Cody's relationship. But it was collateral. Later that night, Garrett snuck into Cody's room while he slept and took a photo from his phone of messages with Alex. He sent it to his new anonymous burner. The escalation was necessary. The next day, the photo circulated. Cody was labeled as the guy bringing drama to school. The basketball team started distancing from Garrett too. Marcus said, "This is getting out of hand." Garrett snapped, You said you'd help. Marcus walked away. Alone in the gym, Garrett shot baskets until his arms ached. He had traded his brother's trust for approval, and now even his friends questioned him. The moral weight pressed heavier. Was family reputation worth losing the only brother he had? The homecoming week arrived with posters everywhere. Cody had been nominated for king, but the rumors killed his chances. Garrett watched from the bleachers as Cody withdrew his name. Their parents attended the pep rally. Dad clapped for Garrett's team performance. Cody sat in the back row alone. After the event, Garrett found him in the parking lot. Cody turned. You won. I'm done trying. Garrett reached out, but Cody pulled away. I thought we were family. At home, the argument exploded. Mom cried. Dad yelled about legacy. Garrett defended his actions, but his voice lacked conviction. Cody packed a bag and stayed at a friend's house. That night, Garrett lay awake replaying every decision. The betrayal had cost him more than he gained. He deleted all the burner accounts, but the damage was permanent. The next day at school, the principal called an assembly about bullying. Garrett sat in the front row sweating. Cody was nowhere to be seen. The speaker talked about acceptance. Garrett felt every word like a punch. He had become the bully to protect his image. Homecoming dance night. Garrett dressed in his suit. Dad had bought him a new tie. Cody didn't attend. Garrett danced with the team, but his mind was elsewhere. He saw Mia glaring at him. She knew. The music pulsed, and Garrett stepped outside for air. He texted Cody. Sorry. No reply. Back inside, someone announced a special video tribute to student leaders. Garrett froze. This was his chance to plant the final blow, an edited clip showing Cody in a bad light. He had given the file to the AV club anonymously. The lights dimmed. The screen lit up. But instead of his video, a recording played of Garrett's own voice from a hidden mic Marcus had planted as revenge. I hate what Cody is doing. It makes me sick. I have to stop him or Dad will blame me. The crowd gasped. Garrett's secret doubts, his self-hatred spilled out. Chaos erupted. Students whispered. Teachers stood shocked. Garrett ran from the gym. Cody, who had been watching from the side doors, stepped forward. He had known about the plan and switched the files with help from Marcus. The school turned on Garrett. Posts flooded social media. The star athlete exposed as the bully. Garrett drove home in tears. Dad waited angry. Mom hugged him. Cody arrived later calm but hurt. They talked for hours. Garrett broke down, admitting the jealousy and fear that drove him. The family faced the truth about their prejudices. The next week at school assemblies addressed the incident. Cody spoke about forgiveness. Garrett transferred to another school, but before leaving he apologized publicly. The brothers rebuilt slowly. Garrett learned the price of betrayal. Cody found strength in his truth. The family changed. Was Garrett's plot a desperate act to save his family from prejudice, or an unforgivable betrayal that destroyed trust forever, true or false?